Welcome back to Questing Beast. I'm Ben. Today we're going to take a look at a whole bunch of mail that I was sent. I've received 10 large boxes full of new RPGs, and I have no idea what's inside, so we're going to open them and find out today. Normally, the sorts of videos are reserved for people over on my Patreon or on Substack, but I thought I would make one for free today so you can see the kinds of bonus content that they get. They also get essays and other fun stuff every week. Also keep in mind that anyone who is in my newsletter is also in the running for a free copy of the Tasks of Tantalon, which I will be sending out at the end of June. Today I will be assisted by two of my sons who will help me open all of these boxes. So without further ado, let's open the first one. All right, the first book that we're going to open is this one, which is Heroes of Tara. How does it look, guys?
I just think that, I'm not sure why it's in Ireland. I think it's just like an imaginary thing, like to put, like, the person who made it just want to have like a distant future of like mythical creatures and beasts.
Yeah, it says it's in ancient Ireland, and it's for 5th edition, so it's for normal D&D. So that looks like Ireland, right?
Yeah.
What else we got in here?
It's a nice cover art.
Some pretty nice cover art. Yeah, it's a pretty big book. Has lots of artwork, kind of in this Irish style. Lots of background in Irish myth.
I like how it looks like a real Ireland book and there's like wood in the background.
Has what in the background?
Yeah, wood.
Oh, it kind of has that wood texture, and it has this knotwork, which is a design element in some Irish stuff, Irish books.
Probably does that.
Ooh, I like that one.
Some pretty good artwork.
Painting.
Interesting. Not that much artwork, but the artwork does look pretty cool.
Wait, who is the person who made this again?
This is by... Who does it say it's by? It's not on the cover. Maybe it's on the inside here. Designed and written by Jacob Volette Duerksen. I think that's how you say his name. Very interesting. So if you're into more mythological types of campaigns and you like ancient Ireland, maybe this could be a good option. It has lots of feats, it looks like. Probably has lots of monsters, NPCs. But I do wish it had more art, but you know, art is pretty expensive to get. It's mostly text, it looks like, with some occasional pieces of interesting art. All right, so our next book is this little one, Creating and Adapting Monsters for Use in Shadowdark. I know that Shadowdark is a really popular RPG right now, so this could be a good supplement, it looks like, for adapting stuff from other role-playing games, which could be really useful because there's lots of different monster manuals for other games. So if you want to move them over into Shadowdark, this could be a good system for doing it.
That looks like a combat character startup, like what you can do.
It says quick combat statistics. So I guess probably for making monsters really quickly. It is kind of like a bookmark, yeah.
Oh, Beastnary, these are like good monsters to put in your D&D book.
Yeah, lots of good example monsters, doppelgangers, ghosts, hellhounds, Lady of the Deep. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. So the next one we're looking at comes in this little bag right here. It has a iron-on patch, and it looks like a number of short adventures in the trifold style that we see in Mothership. Pretty similar to those. Let's see what else we get in here. More adventures. This looks like characters or NPCs. It has the stats on the back. I guess you could use these when you meet new NPCs. And this one says that it is a shooter RPG. So is it modern day? I guess it's more sci-fi. It's a rules-like cinematic sci-fi shooter RPG. Players known as Dirtbags take on the role of convicts in a corporate-run dystopian world, coerced by the Military Foundation's Rehabilitation Incentive Program, or RIP. Interesting.
I like how there's like graffiti on the pages.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. So you could be you could fight alien bug infestations or scab pirates. I don't know what kind of aliens, all sorts of kinds probably. Salvage missions, courier work, anything else the corporate echelon demands. Has a pretty neat style to it. It looks like someone has kind of drawn all over it already. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's got like purple writing.
Oh wow, that looks like Gone.
Don't drop.
Lots of different kinds of guns. You got the chain gun, a flamethrower,
The good stuff.
buzz sword.
It's like a legendary weapon from all the D&D books we have.
Yeah, pretty neat. Was the last thing over here.
It looks
This
like
one is
Ignore?
an issue 1, auxiliary tables. So maybe this is extra stuff that you can use in the game. More armor, explosives, wearables, explosives to blow things up. Looks pretty cool. And this looks like character sheets.
Oh, got a ton of them.
Lots of character sheets. Very neat. So next up, we have a bunch of books from Dungeon Crawl Classics, or from Goodman Games more specifically. This seems to be called Dungeon Denizens, and it looks like there's 2 versions. This one is for Dungeon Crawl Classics, and this one is for 5e. But I'm betting that they probably have the same monsters inside. It says it has 550 monsters, fully statted. That's pretty neat. Let's open up this one to see what's inside. All right, what's inside Dungeon Denizens?
Oh wow.
That's pretty cool looking. Some neat monsters. Wow, that is a lot of monsters.
That looks like a castle.
Monster looks like a castle.
That looks like a Mario character from Super Mario Galaxy, one of those like regular dudes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Ooh, like this guy. It's like a lava worm.
Oh wow. Whoa. Looks like they made their own monsters here.
Yeah, looks like lots of new original monsters. The Anathema Eagle. I like the art on these guys. I think the art is pretty awesome.
What kind of sword is that?
I don't know. It's probably a magic sword. You know, you can probably invent your own swords.
Magic broom.
Magic
Nice,
broom.
classic.
It's a classic. Yeah. Giant ants. Bronze Reaper. That's
Oh,
really
nice.
cool.
Looks like a person died in bronze armor.
Like giant clam. I do not want to be attacked by a giant clam. Conflagration worm. There you go. It's a giant castle.
It's a Colossus Siege.
A siege colossus.
I forgot that comma there.
Yeah.
Hellcat.
Valamir. Different kinds of drakes. These are really neat. If you were really into Dungeon Crawl Classics, this would probably be a really great monster manual.
like the
Pretty
art.
dense, short stat blocks.
Smooth.
Good descriptions. Nice paper quality. It's a little see-through, but it's quite smooth. It has the color artwork that looks quite nice. And it has a lot of the artists from Dungeon Crawl Classics that I've seen before. Very cool. Big fat monster manual. Look at that.
The other one.
We have a big box here from Exalted Funeral. This is a tiny little book. It's a treasure book. It says and treasure, and it's by Luke Gearing. So it looks like it has new interesting treasures in it. I like a lot of Luke Gearing's work, so I might want to look at this in more detail at a later time. What else we got? There's also Monsters, Volume 2 Monsters. Lots of little monsters in here. Again, by Luke Gearing. It's like short, Cohen-like monsters. Just descriptions. Really curious to see how that works. Some new adventures by... Oh, no, it's not an adventure. It looks like a new class for Old School Essentials. The Necromancer. We've got some new spells for the Necromancer.
Nice art.
Pretty nice art, yeah. If you want to be a evil wizard who has skeleton warriors who fight for him.
The wizards.
Too many wizards, you think?
Yeah. It is the wizards.
Pretty cool. What else we got? You have one over here? There, A Red Door by Luca Reyetz. I really like his stuff. He did Ultraviolet Grasslands. Lots of really great art.
Oh wow. It looks like classic simple art.
Yeah, it looks like
Big difference.
it's like little locations. Possibly.
Oh,
You think the art is too small?
I want big art.
You want the art to be bigger?
Yeah.
Interesting. It looks like microfiction, maybe?
Japan.
Like a
You think the art looks kind of Japanese?
It looks
Like,
like
is
a
it I think
desert.
it's like fancy Japan.
It has that kind of look to it. It looks a little bit like Japanese woodcuts in some ways.
In a desert. It looks
Very
like a
interesting.
desert.
What else we got? Eternal Return Key, also by Luca. I think this is rules. Yeah, this is Lucas' rules for his role-playing game.
What?
Full of his crazy artwork. Actually has a little comic book around the edges. That was for experience, defeat, damage. The design work is really cool. It looks really pretty. All right, what else we got? We got Swivers. This is also by Luke Gearing, who did those little books we had a second ago. I think this is a role-playing game. It feels really nice. Feel the paper.
Oh wow, that's like
Isn't that cool looking?
real paper from like the bookstore.
You can feel like it feels like very textured, like it's old-fashioned paper.
Like in those like horror movies, a lot of those books have that texture.
Too much fighting.
Too much fighting.
Well,
I think it's a pretty cool piece of artwork.
That's what all D&D's about, mostly.
Mostly fighting.
Mostly fighting.
Big time.
Really fun-looking artwork. The artwork is really cool looking, I think.
The rest of the pages have just words.
Yeah. Well, role-playing games mostly have words in them, you know. They're very word-focused kind of games. This looks really cool, actually.
Looks like a sci-fi, a little bit. Not that much.
It feels more fantasy to me. Sort of like maybe you're like a thief in medieval England sneaking around trying to steal stuff. So you got a guy jumping between the rooftops right here.
Oh yeah, like a fun run.
So probably a thief. Uh-oh, that guy's in trouble.
Oh no.
All right, what else we got in the box? We got Magitechnica, also by Luca Reyes. What is it? The use and misuse of powers great and small. I wonder if this is like a new spell book? More wizardly stuff?
Wow.
Ooh, very cool artwork. Some new powers and upgrades. Probably just a miscellaneous spell book or wizard handbook.
Oh wait, that's gross.
Look at that guy.
Oh.
Looks kind of like a beholder.
No. Beat.
Very cool.
Next.
What else we got? Exalted Funeral sent me a lot of stuff. This is the Owlmanac. It's not an almanac, it's an owlmanac. I assume that it is full of owls. Oh, or maybe just ducks. We got some duck warriors here. This is created by Exalted Funeral.
Too much owls in the front cover.
Well, I think this book is very owl-focused. Owl ancestries. This looks like it's for Shadow Dark. It has that Shadow Dark look to it. Owllusionist classes, Owllusionist spells, an adventure, who let the owls out. Honestly, this looks pretty funny. The dog ancestry.
Apron dogs.
You want to play a dog? You want to be a duck warrior?
Dog with two.
That looks really fun. Next up, they sent Ultraviolet Grasslands and the Black City 2nd edition. I did look at the 1st edition a while back, but this one expands it from what I understand with extra encounters, extra locations, more art. So that looks really neat. This is like one of those big masterworks of role-playing games. And what else does it come with? It's a big ball, you think? Like a big turnip? A big vegetable?
How did I get in?
There is a new map that it comes with. Ooh.
The Utter West.
The Utter West. So it's a very long map where you can go on a long journey, kind of like Oregon Trail, where you have a lot of adventures along the way, yeah. And then
It's like you got a new screen.
new Game Master's screen, kind of like the one I already have, but it's very nice looking. Let's see what it looks like on the inside, just to see if there's been any changes to the actual procedure. Feels thicker. Oh, it's much thicker for sure. The other one was more like cardboard or like very thin paper. This is very solid. And it looks like the actual flowchart procedure has been modified and maybe streamlined a bit too. So that's really cool. Really curious to see how that works. Yeah, next up we have this gigantic box. The Land of Eam Deluxe Edition. Holy smokes.
A frog that has a sword.
There's a frog with a sword on it. That's pretty cool. Look at how many books are inside this. There's like 4 books and then maybe a map and a bunch of other stuff. Let's just take a look real quick at what's inside here. Let's see if we can pull this out.
Got the core rule book.
The core rule book.
Oh, let's see.
This box is really big. Can you set that down on the floor there? There we go. Very colorful. It has a kind of cartoonish look to it. Lots of different kinds of monsters. Monsters, classes, character creation, skills. Looks like the actual rules are not too intense. Probably aimed more at kids. Has a really fun look to it. Yeah, next there is a bestiary.
It's volume 1.
Voltor, Vulcanoid, Thornhawks, Sorcerers, Selkies, Sea Serpents. There is a really big giant fish, yeah. There is a lot of content in here. Drakes, cultists, crawlbads. That's pretty neat. What else? This one is the Mucklands, the sandbox campaign setting. And wow, this thing is really thick. How many pages? This is like 430 pages or so of content. Looks like these are all just different sites, different locations that are all linked together. Because I think this comes with a really big hex map. It's really cool to see a role-playing game come with this much content. There's actually things for you to explore. There's places for you to go.
I love that map.
That's a really cool map, isn't it? Look how detailed that is. You can really kind of plan how you're moving around on it.
Pelican.
Toadstool thickets.
Looks like that
Anchor bottom.
Those in Dragon's handwriting.
You mean the
Yeah.
kinds of letters? The font looks kind of like D&D. Very cool. Yeah, because usually when you see books targeted at kids, they're extremely light and there's not a lot of content to go with them, but this seems to be an exception to that. Looks like it even comes with this box, which is maybe a dice tray, some big chunky dice. There's like a little skull hanging out in the center of the dice, and even some meeples that you could use when you're doing combat. Wow, that's pretty cool.
My favorite by far.
Is your favorite by far? I think so too. It's really nice looking. There's also this book, Between the Skies, which says that it is exploration across spheres and planes. 400 pages of tables, procedures, and advice. Rules, minimalist, fiction, maximalist. System neutral resource, and system free game. Not totally sure what that means. Lots of descriptions for planes, it looks like. So if you're doing some sort of game where you travel across the multiverse, maybe you'd want something like this. There's also the Vorpal Almanac, which I think is a book full of magic swords. Fayleaf, different types of elven blades. Nethir 2, the Cruel Omen.
Looks like an Egyptian.
Is this from
The
Egypt?
Omenbreaker.
Is this from Egypt?
Some of those look kind of Egyptian, didn't they? Yeah.
I think it says Alufair. The words look like unfair, the Omenbreaker.
Does it?
Yeah.
This is a big setting book, it looks like. The Ballads of Oraid. Comes with a GM screen.
Oh, wow.
A lot of information in there. And it has this type of binding that I've seen where it actually stays all the way open, which is pretty cool. It folds totally flat, which is pretty neat. Lots of illustrations, all done by one person. That looks really cool. Looks like it is a complete setting to explore. Honestly, one of the things I'm excited the most about, though, is just how it lies totally flat, because that makes it really easy to use.
So the pages don't like flop around like most hardcover books.
Yeah, they're always trying to close themselves. Just like I say, it looks like it's staying open really well. Well, that's pretty cool. This is the new book from Scrap, and it's just a book of crazy monsters.
Oh, wow. It looks like Radiohead drawings.
It looks like Radiohead. It does kind of look like Radiohead covers, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A dragon.
They're all drawings.
They're all crazy drawings. Gnomes.
Oh, is that a skinwalker?
Looks like a
Beholder.
big beholders.
And that's a skinwalker.
Looks like a guy that's on fire. Looks like a fire creature to me.
Oh, whoa. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. These are
Big monsters.
weird.
Big weird. Look, that guy's a gun.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
Looks like a spirit. Silkies or mermaids.
Cool.
Very interesting.
I read that sometime.
Next up, we have Barbarians of Lamuria. This is the new edition of it that uses all of the art from the French version of it. So I think the art is a lot better than the normal American one. Let's see some of the art on the inside here. That's really cool looking. You get barbarian throwing a sword at a...
Oh, wow. What is that?
It's like a barbarian.
Yeah, but what?
So he's throwing a sword at this big 6-armed ape.
Oh, I thought this was his leg.
I think that's his loincloth.
Oh.
This is loincloth.
His loins are girded. Different types of sea creatures.
Oh, Kraken?
Kraken. We got big ships. Location. So this is a whole game designed specifically to do kind of Conan the Barbarian type stories. I've never actually played it though, so I'm not totally sure.
What the? Go look.
That's pretty awesome.
You missed it.
Peasants and druids. Wow, that is a lot of really cool art. Next thing we opened was Adventuring Family. Adventuring Family, a family therapy role-playing game. See what it looks like inside.
Oh, wow. Therapy? Are you kidding me?
We got different
Dungeons
stats for stuff.
and Dragons games are not to be about therapy.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, dude.
Dude, it's girls.
What?
What boys?
Dude, you're already seeing a lot.
I think he's a boy right there.
And the last book in our box was Mastering Chaos at the Table by Scott Docherty. And it looks like it is a book just of GM advice for getting better at running Dungeons and Dragons. Hooks, conflicts. Are the players tense enough? So building tension at the table, how to do improv, randomness, and chaos. Building backstories, and things like that. All right, those are all the books that we got today. Which ones were your favorites, guys?
The Land of Eam.
Land of Eam, the really big one with all the books in it?
Yep.
Yeah, that one had a lot of cool stuff. How about you? Which one was your favorite?
Mine was the first one that we opened.
The one that's in Ireland, the Irish Myths. That one was really cool too. All right, thanks for joining us while we unbox all of those new books. And remember to subscribe to the channel and check out the Questing Beast newsletter if you want to get in the running to win a copy of the Tasks of Tantalon. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.